Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Old Dirty Carpenter. Welcome back to my job site, and welcome back to the second official house we will be building on my channel. The project that we got going on here is a single-story ranch home. It's got at least 3 or 4 bedrooms with at least 2+ bathrooms, including another room or 2 for extra activities. It also includes a 2-car garage, as well as a small front porch and a decent-sized back porch. This house takes us 2 weeks to build, or 14 days exactly, so there will be 14 videos for this house. Since this is my second house filming, I do think I got a little bit better footage than my first series. I got better before and after shots, as well as more footage of us doing all the finished stuff, including like attic work and punch out work. And I got a nice long walkthrough for the ending, so you could clearly see all around the house, all around the inside of the house, and all through the attic to know exactly what we all did. Another extra, I think, is that this is all manually stick framed, so there's not a truss in sight. We will be manually installing all the ceiling joists, as well as putting together the whole rafter system by hand, which I think a lot of you guys will see is a lot more intricate and interesting in general over the trusses. So yeah, with all that out of the way, if you're liking the content, make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss the full house. And if you got anything to say, make sure you drop a comment to let me know. And let's get started with day 1 of this ranch build. So like every house, we're going to start with a concrete foundation. Unlike the other 2 houses where we had a crawl space, we have a full-fledged basement which is 8+ feet for this house. This is usually how most foundations come. We find ourselves a little lucky if we have a crawl space, since it's just a lot easier to manage and move around in. All that wood that's already installed in the basement is what we call shoring. When the excavator guys remove the dirt and they pour the concrete foundation, we gotta install this so then when they backfill the dirt back to the concrete, it's not gonna fall in on itself. Today was especially windy and we're out in the country, so it was a real pain in the ass for the Sill seal. But we're going to chug along here and get this whole perimeter green plated before we start setting the steel beams. If you have any questions about the materials, the Sill seal is just a moisture break from the concrete and the wood, and the green plate is a special treated lumber that specifically doesn't rot with the elements. And for those who have watched my first video, I went back to the marking method. I just kind of switch between them sometimes.
Oh, it's great. Where's that? Huh? You said you played it? Did you like it? Yeah, different. Yeah, I thought you played that. Yeah, when I was there, it looked just like DOE too. Oh, it went just when we played pop. Yeah. Yeah. Is it? Oh. Yeah. It's a cloud. And then you're on the bus and it has a giant Duff sign on top. Did you like Mexican flavor? Did you like Mexican flavor? It's right in the middle of the whole. Ooh, what? Chicken chorizo? Oh, interesting. I like spicy. I like green, maybe green onions. That might be alright. If you like them. I'm not really sure with burritos. I like the when I have to make burritos, I put lettuce on it and shit. Lettuce and like tomatoes and shit. On it. Just like topping a little bit of lettuce and those are like preferably what's that? Maybe mayo. Yeah, put that on. Basically, just make it salsa. Just keep everything a little bit stronger. Oh, you kills? Yep. I mean, that's over the leaderboard, but it's like you're not getting anywhere close until you unlock every single item. No. Oh, there's that far. Oh, Jesus. Should I go outside? Yeah, my drill. I think it's gonna need a little bit too. Yeah. That's a burger. And she's always like, oh, this one feels good, this one feels good. I'm like, I guess, if you're proud of it. Yeah, I'm good, better. Oh, sorry, thanks. Just want we'll start on my end. Now, make sure it goes to the bottom.
That right there in the basement is all the steel posts, which we'll be using to prop up all the beams. But yeah, after this, we'll be done with the green plating process, so if you have any questions regarding that, feel free to drop a comment. So here we are with our first steel beam. It's strapped with the forklift, and it's dropping in one of those concrete pockets and onto my post. We got this one and 3 or 4 other ones to set, including one that connects to them. Since this is the one that has the connection, I'm going to put the post on the halfway mark so then the other beam could land on it too.
Alright, so now you gotta get that center.
Then I bend these flanges over so then it holds onto the beam, and we connect a 2x4 to also keep it in place from left to right. You have to alternate when you hit these or else it'll move and slide out of place and it won't bend over correctly.
Your tape back for your hammer. Now, am I going flush with it? Or am I breaking center? Breaking center?
This is where I'm supposed to be right
I can push it, whatever you need.
Got my tape again?
I probably will, yeah. Whoa. How come it's pushed? Hey, can you buy me in the crease there? Thank you. How much was he, 2 3/4?
And here we got a smaller standalone beam. We got a 2x6 glued on the top of it, and that's so then we can nail the joists down to something once we set those. Here's another smaller beam that stands by itself.
He's going that way a little bit. This one, piece of beam.
The print will have the numbers and the dimensions of where the beams need to be laying so they're not just floating out of nowhere.
Hang on. Hands on it. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna get in with that ladder over here. Go bring over this beam. Need a couple of maps down there. Yeah, tie it together while I hold it.
And this is the long boy that connects to the other one. They're connected in the middle with 2 metal plates and just some nuts and bolts. Also a helpful hint, you could use the wrench to bend over these flanges if you don't like hitting it with your hammer. And here's the last steel beam we'll be setting. Afterwards, we'll make sure that there's a steel post on every concrete pad in the basement. Before we're done with the house, all the posts will have to be plumb and level, so then when they pour the concrete for the basement, they will be stuck in place. With all the beams set, we're going to start the layout for all the basement joists. It's just a basic 16-inch on layout all across the house.
Pretty nice. What? DVD?
We transfer the layout from front to back with the line so we could get it through several beams.
I didn't know you had a nail. Oh. Yeah, try that. Here you go.
With all the layout done, we're going to go to one corner and start with the basement joist.
Like other ones.
We're just running these on 16-inch layout and we're leaving an 1.5 inches at the end for the rim board. We will also be going back through to double up a lot of these joists to go under a lot of these kitchen appliances.
Yep. Oh. Yep. 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 Oh, I got a full right layout. Yeah, we keep it. Yep. Okay, line a little bit. Yep. Yep.
These are just single LVL beams to help with more load points.
Would you say you had like 14 3/4?
14 and then like a 3/16. 12 1/4 from that, from the first joist to the beam. Yeah, 12 1/4 between, and then it's 18 between these two. I'll go to Burger King, yeah. Come here, you drive. Come here. I definitely. You want Burger King? Huh? What? Oh, yeah. It's a far one. 45 minutes for me. Yeah. Really?
Those beams all have to be in specific spots. Now we're just going to keep running all these joists.
Yep. Yep. Need a wrap. Yep. Oh, wait. Yep. Yep. Hey, block the first one. Oh, really? That's it? I gotta push it. Yep. What do you mean? I got 13 3/16. Whoa. Yeah, I'm just going on the same side. Oh, ground it. Oh, yep. What's that? Keep going. You're grounded? Yeah. Yep. Oh shit. I gave you my last nails. Yep. 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 Yep.
Right here, I'm just doubling up some joists while I got some better space, so then we could just install it as is.
Get everything together. Oh, these are both hands. It looks like a water skiing. Throwing ability? Wait, what chat? What? No. He's just a father of modern carpentry. You are no wonder. Yeah.
When we start a house, we usually use the pass loads or the impulses first. Then we usually break out the air compressor once we start decking and building walls that requires more nailing. At the moment, all the guns were occupied, so I'm gonna just hand drive some of this stuff.
I was looking to it, right? Oh. Who's that?
So for the next 4 minutes, I'm going to get some of these joists double up, and we're going to keep running these joists on this back wall. I don't have the footage of every single joist and lookout getting installed, but I do have a walkthrough of the final product of the day, where we have the full foundation completed. So make sure you stick around till the end of the video so you get that nice walkthrough.
Double and you want the double, it goes one on the way out too. Yeah, there's more double, there's more on the out one. Oh yeah, got it. By the way. Is that normal time? No, I know it's normal. That dude's done. can't. We're going this side. This one. Let me scrap that. Wow, very good. You need the one that's still fucking going? Yeah. Never mind. Give us a nice head. Yeah. That'd be cool.
So that about sums it up for this video. I just run a few more joists.
Oh wow.
We get all the basement framing done on day 1, and tomorrow we'll get this whole thing decked and start building walls. I'd like to just say thank you again for any returning viewers who might have seen my first series, and any new viewers who are stopping by to see what framing is like on a daily basis. If you liked any of the content, it really helps if you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It does go a long way. And if you have any criticism, feedback, or tips regarding my video in general or the work that I'm doing, definitely feel free to leave a comment. So with that, just make sure you watch to the end of the video to get that final point of view. This has been Old Dirty Carpenter, and I'll catch you on the next workday.